Don't fuck with a witch.
Well, hello everyone and welcome back to Bayonetta. In the last episode we took on the Cardinal Virtue of Fortitude. In this episode we're going to be taking on the Lost Holy Grounds, which by far has a lot of things in the game that I don't like, but we'll get into that. And I've also got a costume to show off in this episode. So, let's get started with Chapter 5, The Lost Holy Grounds. Let's do it!
Where the hell am I? I'd better have got frequent flyer miles for that flight.
Yes, in this episode I'm going to be showing off the Link costume. The reason why I'm using this costume is that it uses an accessory called the Multimedia, but it's automatically equipped upon wearing the costume, so you can have the effects of 3 accessories while only physically equipping 2. It's awesome. So, using the Multimedia, or the Link costume, if you press the control stick in the direction of your enemy when they attack, you'll be able to parry their attack back at them. A perfect parry will let you have more witch time than, let's say, if you dodge. Also, I got a pure platinum on that verse. It's easy. It's easy to get a pure platinum on that. Umbran Training Ground Ruins. I'm activating Polly's Butterfly because of these assholes. We have fire. And what? Lightning. And what? Also, they sound like cows, which is funny. And they're annoying. Welcoming to the stage from the second sphere of virtues, Grace and Glory. Ugh. These enemies attack fast, and they can combo you, so using the Multimedia, or the parrying accessory, as some may call it, is the best thing for it. Anyway, the Hierarchy of Laguna entry describes them as Grace, draped in flame, and Glory, controller of lightning, are the twin escorts of the creator. They share wild disposition and are often depicted as gods of war. This isn't Kratos. Historically leading the soldiers of Paradiso into battle with their giant claw-like weapons being symbols of their ferocity. That explains their hectic movements in battle. Humanity recognizes the increased spiritual power of twins, a power that comes from the blessings of Grace and Glory, which means that they often appear in doubles, which could be Grace and Glory, Grace and Grace, and Glory and Glory. And I just pulled off a perfect parry there. Yeah, you could see that I got more witch time than I would usually get with dodging. And I was very surprised at the ranking that I got at this verse. Mainly because it was a pure platinum. It's taken too long to load. Anyway, that's the first piece of the next Angelic Hymns Gold LP. I will gladly take it. Not yet though. If you backtrack to the start after beating Grace and Glory, there'll be another Alfheim. Oh, something that I glossed over is if you use the Sharaba, the sword, with the Link costume, you get the Master Sword. Look at that. It's awesome. Also, halos turn into rupees. And apart from gameplay and aesthetics, it's just an overall good costume. Anyway, here we are at the Alfheim. This one's the hardest one of its type. It's using witch time, which I can mention is in the hardest difficulty of the game, non-stop infinite climax. It doesn't let you use witch time. apart from in this specific Alfheim, and the one all the way back in Chapter 1, the Angel's Metropolis. Using Witch Time with an unlockable character, and hahaha, my editing skills. Using Witch Time with the unlockable character, activating Witch Time with them, it's really hard. You have to dodge at literally the last second as you are attacked. Why am I addressing them in third person? It's Jean. We play as Jean. You know, that witch who's been working against us. But yeah, she can only get Witch Time using her ability Moth Within, which is part of a Beast Within set, I guess you can say. But the thing is, it's unlocked from the get-go when you unlock Jean, but you have to unlock it in this chapter after learning about Beast Within with Bayonetta. It's called Bat Within for Bayonetta. Also, this verse is pretty difficult to get the time ranking on. My gameplay experience said so. Also, yes, I'm using a torture attack, because why not? I should be really using the Gaze of Despair more often, but things can get a little hard. Anyway, there's a cutscene coming up, and there are 2 Okami references. Let's see if you can point them out. I'll point them out after the cutscene anyway.
Huh. My lipstick.
Nothing. Damn. What the?
I've often seen a girl without lipstick, but lipstick without a girl? Most curious, isn't it, Cheshire? What's also most curious is how a child like you has kept afloat in this town.
The name is Luca! And don't you think it's a little strange to be worried about my well-being? Sure, the Festival of Resurrection is peak security. The thing only happens once every 500 years, can you blame them? Besides, when you look as good as I do, security isn't a problem. But a killer like you, on the other hand, I'm sure you found a way.
That little girl. I've seen her somewhere.
My dear, sweet child, she is the key to your future. To save yourself, you must also save the girl.
Hey, don't go freaking out on me. We both know you came here for something. But what you don't know is the closer you get, the harder it's gonna be for you to get away from me and what you've done. You'll have to fess up to it all. I can't wait for you to get your hands on whatever it is you're after.
Let me guess, you want a cut? Well, if you're still alive by then, perhaps you can appeal to my generosity.
Still alive? You may be standing right in front of me, but you're definitely not living in reality. Which is a shame, because the truth is always going to be the truth. All I see when I look at you, the real you, is the truth. The truth is, you killed my father. I don't care who believes me. They can't project the truth. The truth will set me free from your black stain on my life. The truth will allow me to expose you to the world. Then, I'll have won. And I'll do it without stooping to your level. Because I'm not a heartless witch like you. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What are you gonna do? Kill me in plain sight? Go ahead. If would only prove everything I've said about you. Well, that and sadden the hearts of a number of young ladies. Claire, and Trish, and Sylvia, and Amy. Oh, you don't want to piss her off, let me tell you. Hell hath no fury. What the?
And here we have a new enemy. You thought Fairness was bad? Well, here's his older brother, Fearless. He's gold. Another one of the dog-like enemies that are in this game. And it uses the same torture attack as Fairness, because it's Fearless. You can get Witch Time from both. It's not like the other variants of Grace and Glory, Gracious and Glorious, which we'll be seeing in about chapter 9. But anyway, the Okami references I was talking about was referenced by name and the visual side of it. The makeup that Bayonetta did on Luca's face was actually the markings that are on Amaterasu's body in Okami and Okamiden, if you count Okamiden as an actual Okami game. And referenced by name, when Luca said Ami, that's what Isun calls Amaterasu in Okami. I think the reason why there was Okami references in this chapter was that Hideki Kamiya, the director of this game, actually wrote Okami. He was a writer for Okami, which I just found amazing. I mean, my first exposure to Okami was actually watching Chugga Conroy's Let's Play of it. And holy balls was it awesome. I just want to play it myself, but unfortunately I haven't been playing normal Wii games for quite a while. Apart from, what was it? I think the last proper Wii game that I played was Super Mario Galaxy 2. Actually, no. It was Wii Sports Resort. Because I was actually playing Wii Sports Resort with Reese. Yeah. It was Wii Sports Resort. Oh, Wii Sports. When we were playing bowling. I like bowling. It's a nice thing. Also, that tuba was a great angel weapon. Gets like 100 combo points per hit, and like I said, it's kind of hard to get the time ranking on that. It's throughout that whole path after Grace and Glory. That's verse 4. Another Umbran Tears of Blood. I'm not actively going for the Umbran Tears of Blood, but it's nice to come across them because achievements. I'm also going through some stuff. There's some things I want to visually cover and audio cover. Whatever. Bayonetta turns this, and what's it gonna do? It's gonna bring the moon out, and suddenly it's night. And that thing is lit up, which means we can witch walk and fall horizontally through here. Yeah. I don't know why, but post commentary is the worst thing I can do. I do better at live commentary, but I was finding it hard to concentrate even when I was doing live commentary during this recording session. but I thought it was best to have the next 3 episodes in post-commentary. Yeah. Hopefully I'll get back into the swing of things with episode 10. The end! But, it's Grace and Glory. From this point on, we're going to be seeing more Grace and Glory on normal. Like, if you play on hard or non-stop, it's a little more frequent with Grace and Glory's appearances. And yes, more perfect parrying, giving you more witch time. The 4 punch 1 kick and mashing the kick button is the best. Also, I'm getting my ass kicked by Grace here. Damn. More perfect parrying. So something that I like to do with witch time... Oh, wait. You thought Grace and Glory was bad? Here is... harmonies. Yeah, I had to go right up close to the mic. Careful if you skip the cutscene though. You'll get the attacks in your face. Anyway, back to what I was saying. How I can tell when witch time is about to end, I look at where the witch time hand, like the clock hand that spins around the screen, once it disappears, I visually guess where the hand is. Once it reaches the top again, witch time will end. So then I know when witch time ends. Anyway, harmonies. They can combo you just like Grace and Glory. They're annoying. They're a piece of shit. But their torture attack uses the same Enochian chant as the Grace and Glory torture attack. It's all creep, which means fiery. And once you finish the chainsaw torture attack, you get to keep the chainsaw, which is awesome. Anyway, you know about the aesthetic changes using the Link costume? Here is one of them. Damn it, game! Anyway, you get a broken witch heart from that chest and a chest opening sound from The Legend of Zelda, which I find amazing. It's from A Link to the Past, I believe. Yeah. Anyway, there's an Umbran resting place down there. There it is, uninterrupted. Get a broken moon pearl from that for a full moon pearl. Another notebook. It's annoying. I hate it. Also at this point of the game, I got kind of stuck because I didn't know you had to actually fall on that. And there's a puzzle solving jingle from The Legend of Zelda. It's awesome. Speaking of The Legend of Zelda, I want to play Breath of the Wild. Like, I'll have no plans to do a let's play of it, at least until after I've played it casually. It's just that I want to have a bit more experience with Breath of the Wild. I mean, I haven't done a blind let's play yet. Yeah, here's Ardors. I skipped the cutscene. Off the topic of blind let's plays and everything. Ardors can parry you, but parry them back. Yeah, not quite, bitch. It's also the same torture attacks as Affinities and Applauds. They're kind of in the same group. Oh. I just got some pain in my tooth there. I guess it's time for a trip to the dentist. Anyway, if you fall that down there, it's probably an insta-kill. Anyway, more harmonies. I'm also going to try something out here, which is called the Cowgirl Spin with the Cold Shedra. If you grapple onto an enemy and pull the control stick into your direction, you get to swing enemies round. As long as they're small enough. Like this. Yeah. Oh, that attack from Harmonies. I hate it. Like, I just want to bite their heads off and pull their wings from their backs. Actually, something just struck me right there. These things look like manta rays. Anyway, die. After verse 7, climb up a little bit further to about this gargoyle. And there's an Alfheim down there. Whee! Well, that went too deep. This Alfheim is a Stay in the Air Alfheim, which is a bit easier than the one in Chapter 3. I'm also going to cut out the ha, yeah! You don't want to hear that all the time. You have 50 seconds. But for the sake of it, I'm going to cut that down. Just for you guys. I'm a bit more considerate with your time. As opposed to those who don't even cut some things out. I have been naughty. Yeah, Broken Witch Heart. There's one more Alfheim after this. But it's not until after this part of the chapter. Wow. Can my voice get any quieter? Yay! More jingles from Zelda. And an arcade bullet, and guess who we're going to be encountering again? It's Grace and Glory. Spoilers. For like the next 10 seconds. I'm actually surprised that I got a pure platinum on this. And I got a bit of healing from the perfect parry. I forgot to mention that. Torture attacks with Grace and Glory take a long time. Anyway, flawless editing. You see that? Flawless editing right there. Which I'm actually surprised, again, with the rank that I got for this. Pure platinum. Spoilers. Fix that statue, lift them up, and drop down. Drop down. Thank you for finally dropping down. And break open the combo wall. Anyway, like I said, there's one more Alfheim in this chapter that we need to take on. And I almost fell off. And you know how limited kicks and punches in City of Deja Vu was bad? Well, here's another one. It sucks, but it's only Grace and Glory. Using punch kick punch with Shraddha, as usual. Best thing. The best thing. Get more combo points anyway. And for that, we get a Broken Witch Heart. And I stopped there. It was bad combo rank. Or it was a bad combo rank. Should have equipped the Gaze of Despair. But okay. I'm also getting Polly's Butterfly. These win things! Oh boy. They're the most annoying pieces of shit in the game. As well as Grace and Glory. And that snake enemy there. We'll see that guy a little bit later. Get a notepad for witch graves within the city. And the final resting place for the golden LP. I think there's one more resting place to take up. But we get the full golden LP for the next weapon. Which can I just say are amazing. I'm going to redeem it in this episode. Maybe. Maybe? Maybe not. Also, if you fall off, it's going to be an insta-kill because that snake enemy is going to eat you. And I hate it when it does that. It's the only safe way there. Anyway, here is the introduction cutscene for that snake enemy. Welcome to the stage. I say that a lot. But here is the inspired from the first Sphere's Thrones. I dragged that on. Anyway, this snake enemy or dragon thing, the inspired, it's got a move that it does over and over again, but it's best to use Punch Kick Punch with Strava and Tetsusanko Wicked Slices. Yeah, that attack when it sweeps with its body, it's the worst. And here we have the same summon that we used to finish off Fortitudo. It's Malthus, and Agra Oz, what he's summoned by, means Moon of Darkness. It's kind of obvious with that crescent-shaped moon on its head. Must have been painful when they just shoved that in there. Anyway, that's that over and done with. Verse 11. This has to be one of the longest chapters. Mainly due to its only being able to walk around at walking speed. Anyway, verse 11 is the last required verse to complete this chapter. But anyway, we're going to go into the gates of hell here. I'm also going to enter first person mode and just spin around. Just like that. It's kind of funny. There's a Durga, and Rodan, go home, you're drunk. And that's mainly what we went into the gates of hell for. There's a last Umbran resting place for this chapter, containing a broken witch heart, which then equates to a full witch heart again. And if we go down here to get some more magic, that's awesome. We've got another verse to do. There's 2 more verses before we can complete this chapter. Hi there. It's the Inspired. Again. Something that I really hate about these enemies is that they can chomp at you. Why aren't you getting stunned? Yeah, that attack is most repetitive. See? Would you die? Thank you for dying and damaging me. That would have been a pure platinum, but we get another verse with harmonies again. Wow, I can't wait for this episode to be over. Oh my god. Harmonies. What are you going to say about them? Apart from the fact that they're annoying, they're fine. They're good. Anyway, we've got a QTE here. We need to run to the next bit of rubble before witch time ends. And then, cutscene time. Yay, so I can think of whatever next to say. Or what to say next. Lego.
The only ones meddling are your hapless minions. This will be taken care of in the manner I see fit. Your assistance is not required. I suppose coming here has given you a second wind. Feeling better, Bayonetta?
Who are you? And don't you dare say my long-lost sister.
Sister, you've quite the active imagination. You and I once fought for the jewel upon the crown of the Umbra throne. And now that you've returned, my sleeping beauty, it is time to finish that fight. No time for daydreaming.
Well, here we have Jean. Again. This is a first battle that we're having in the present day. And if you can get perfect parries with her a lot, you can get more witch time and hit her a bunch. She is kind of a bitch, but yeah, the only way to really get Wicked Weaves... No. The only real way of getting witch time is by dodging her Wicked Weaves. And that's it. I'm also surprised at the amount of attacks that I'm getting with perfect parrying. And the amount of witch time as well. Are you ready for the end of this battle, Jean? Because I am. What a twist ending. Puns. I love them.
What's the matter, sweetie? Afraid of something, are you?
Afraid? Me?
This is a waste of my time. You're still not ready.
We have a new skill now. It's this. Unleashing the beast within allows you to transform into an animal form and unlock mysterious magical powers. For instance, if one were to unleash the power of a panther and transform into the beast, they would be granted speed as fast as the wind and would be able to surmount even the most dangerous of cliffs with ease. So yeah, if you double press the dodge button, you'll be able to do it while running.
Oh my! That was bloody amazing!
And that completes the Lost Holy Grounds. I'm actually surprised at the amount of platinum that I got, actually.
I should have been a pole dancer.
I'm not going to say anything else about that. But that's going to do it for this episode of Bayonetta. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and if you want to see more of my content, subscribe to join the rest today. And I will see you for episode 8, chapter 6, The Gates of Paradise. See you guys then. I want to get all these post-commentary episodes over and done with. I don't like it.